The opinions expressed in this program reflect only those of the participants and are not necessarily those of the sponsors, management, or staff of WTBQ Radio or FST Broadcasting Corporation.
Good morning and welcome to Creative Marketing. I'm Alan Ross, president of AJRoss Creative Media. For more than 27 years, we've helped businesses, both large and small, grow their market share and brand awareness. In the coming weeks, I'll have a variety of guests giving their insights, discussing recent trends, and sharing personal stories about their marketing experience. We also would like to hear your point of view and answer your marketing questions, so you can call us at 845-651-1110. Again, it's 845-651-1110, or you can text us at 845-397-7743. And something new today, we're live streaming on Facebook. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/AJRossCreative. Again, facebook.com/AJRossCreative, and make your comments on our link. Next week, my guest will be Charlie Graham, president of Volume 8 Advertising. And today, my guest is Edison Guzman from A&E Advertising to discuss his new book, How to Attract Customers. Hello, old friend.
Hey. Thank you for having me, Alan.
You betcha. We go back a long time, don't we?
Oh, my God. We had our offices over 22 years ago right across the...
I didn't talk to you at that time, didn't I?
No, not really.
No, we're good friends. You're one of the good ones out there. I mean, we've had similar but not similar, but we've worked together. We have collaborated together, and one of the best things that we haven't done is try to steal each other's business, and so that's why you and I, and it's really interesting. You came over to the office. We do videos of our guests, and you're the one who came up with this live stream. I didn't even know it, and we'll talk about the discrepancies between young and old. So, but let's give just a few seconds of your time and give a little bit of your history, of your company.
Sure. We have, my wife and I started this company 22 years ago. Well, back in 1997, so it's 21 years ago.
Okay.
So that was a while back. We started in the advertising and web design. We started offering web design, low-cost web design at that time. Now, remember, back in 97, most people didn't even know they didn't want to know what a website was. They didn't want to participate with the websites. It wasn't really commercial yet.
Unfortunately, some people still don't.
Only 20 years later, right? We've been helping people with marketing, advertising, web design ever since then.
And I must tell everybody he does a wonderful job. Well, let's put it this way. Ada does a wonderful job. Tell us about your new book.
How to Attract Customers, actually. Pretty cool book. I have to confess something, though. I wrote a book back in 2009 called Everything You Need to Know About SEO. And it was 478 pages. It was this thick. It was this big. It was huge, okay? It worked out perfectly for getting clients, but no one wanted to read it. So what I did this time around was I wrote this book. And I made it only 150 pages, nothing too big, nice, small, 6x9, and it fits in a nice purse if you carry a purse. It's easy to carry around.
I don't have a purse.
Not anymore, but
okay.
I've heard stories, Alan.
Okay.
And the whole book is about getting more customers. It's not just attracting the customers, it's also converting the customers, because you could attract as many people as you want, but if they don't pay anything, if they don't, exchange their currency for your services or your products, then it doesn't mean anything.
I went through the book, I read it, a lot of the things, of course, we know. But, Carlos, my creative director, said he met one of his friends, a musician who listens to the show. Mm-hmm. And we try to be as, generic as possible because, and he said, I don't understand what you guys are talking about. Here on chapter 2 of your book, Who's Your Perfect Customer, the third line, I underline this: you must know as much about your customer as possible. That's the holy grail of
Absolutely.
advertising.
One of the things that most people don't do is that they don't really find out who they should be selling their products and services to. they figure, oh, everyone wants my product or service because it's fantastic. Why wouldn't they want it?
Yeah.
But the reality, as you know, is when you have an advertising budget, someone comes to you and says, Alan, I have $100,000. Okay, that's all I have. Are you going to spend $100,000 to attract 1 million people or qualified people that are going to go and buy that person's product or service?
No, our job is to take that $100,000 and make it into $1 million.
Exactly, exactly. And the fastest way to do that is to target specific individuals, the people who may be more interested in actually buying your product or service.
Go further into what you're saying. I mean...
Okay, well, in the book, I not just tell you that you need to know who your perfect customer is, your target market, but I also tell you the types of questions you should ask. For instance, are they mostly male? Are they mostly female? Are they
demographics?
50-50? Yes, demographics.
Okay.
Where do they live? Geographic, right? If you have a retail location, a restaurant, and you want to advertise, are you going to advertise an entire New York region, or are you going to advertise within 5, 10, 20, 15, 20 miles of your restaurant? So the budget that you're going to have, since all businesses, no business has an infinite budget. We all have limited budgets. Small businesses have smaller budgets. So you have to take that budget and use it and target the individuals that you need to target. You can't use the budget to target nationwide or go all over the place.
Right.
So the more you know about your customer, the better it's going to be for your company.
You know, one of the reasons I had you on the show is we do think alike. We went into business because we love the business. Mm-hmm. We love the hunt, but we love helping our clients.
Absolutely.
And we, when they're successful, once I negotiate a fee, that goes to the side and we work.
Right.
I just have seen so many, I don't know if they're competitors or whatever, that don't think that way.
Well, I hate to say it, and I don't like bashing anyone, but there are plenty of people out there who just want your money. They don't really deliver. My favorite client is the client, and it's unfortunate, but the client that comes in, that they've been burnt by someone else. I mean, it happens in the industry.
It's the easiest one to close.
They come in, they see what we've done for other clients. They're usually a referral. They come to us and they say, Edison, I heard this and that about you. I'm trying to get similar results for my company. What can you do for us? And it's usually because someone else had already taken their money, and you can't do much about that after the fact. But the only thing I can do for those clients is make sure that whatever they're investing with me, I'm going to double, triple, maybe 10x it as best as possible to make that money back.
Wow. Can I hire you?
You just did.
One of the whiz things you do is SEO.
Yeah.
It seems to be the word everyone uses, and some clients still don't understand what search engine optimization is. And I can understand that. It's, I can't tell you how many companies I've tried to use that have no idea. Mm-hmm. And I know you're one of the companies that do have an idea. So in layman's term, why don't you explain a little bit? I've read this in your book too. It's all in your book, and it all leads up to SEO if I remember right in the book.
Absolutely.
So we could go back on some of the other things, but why don't you talk about, because this is one of the things you're very well known for.
Well, thank you, Alan. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, which means that you want to optimize the content on your website in order for people, when they're searching for your product or service, so that they can find your website. So what most people do is that they put in their company name, they put their information, maybe their address, contact information, and things of that nature, but they don't tell the search engines, hey, this is what my website is all about. So if people are looking for this widget or that widget, my website should show up. So optimizing your page means that you're going to first do some research and find out what are people looking for, first of all. What are people looking for? Which words are they using when they are looking for your product or service, right? They're not looking for your company name because they may not know you. They're looking for a word that's going to identify what it is.
They're Googling
Yeah, they're going on to Google and they're saying, instead of saying AJRoss, they may say, I need advertising.
In Hudson Valley. Or,
exactly. It has to be not just the key phrases, which is the words and the terms that they're using, but also the geographical area. Now, of course, if you're selling widgets online and you're like an Amazon type or an e-commerce site, you can be worldwide. So the key phrases that you choose at that point would be the products and services. Again, people search online for content. They search for something of value. They search for entertainment. They search for all these things. You need to know which key phrases should be on your website, first of all. And secondly, how to implement that content into your website so that when someone is searching, your website will come up before your competitor's website comes up.
Here's a good question. Organic and paid.
Yes.
We tell our clients most people trust the organic more than the paid. You agree with me on that, or?
Yes. However, there's always a but.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing with organic versus paid. You always want to have a balance of both. If you have the budget, and I tell all my clients this, start off with 50-50. Start off with 50-50.
Well, explain what the both are.
Okay. Let's say that you're going to take $1,500, $2,000 a month. Let's say $2,000 a month. I will spend $1,000 on pay-per-click, which means that your information is going to show up, or your website is going to come up when they put in, they search specific key phrase, guaranteed by Google, right? So you give them $1,000, and the other $1,000 you're going to pay an SEO person, right, to optimize your website. Because that doesn't happen overnight. That takes 30, 60, 90 days sometimes, depending on how difficult it is to do, how competitive it is. So now, the guaranteed traffic to your website is going to get you traffic for interested people who are looking for your product or service right away. Okay, remember the yellow pages back in the day?
Yeah, I do.
Someone needed a plumber. Okay, they would just go under the plumber category and find 12 plumbers in there. Well, right now, if you need a plumber, if you don't come up to be one of the on the first page of Google, 85% of the people don't go to the second page.
Okay. We're coming to a break, Edison. Just want to tell everybody we are streaming on Facebook at facebook.com/AJRoss Creative, and you can make your comments on Facebook too, and if you don't feel like calling in or texting. So we're going to go to a break, and we'll be right back. This is WTBQ Creative Marketing.
AJRoss Creative Media is the premier marketing, advertising agency, web design, and social media company in the Hudson Valley. AJRoss connects their clients with prospective customers by generating powerful marketing and advertising concepts. Meet with the AJRoss team and you'll walk away with a new and innovative approach that'll bring your company to the next level. Contact the AJRoss team and set up a free consultation and get started with the best. Visit AJRoss.com.
You're just trying to be better. We're just trying to help. The John Tesh Radio Show.
Monday through Saturday starting at 3 p.m.
Tesh.com.
After a long day, we're here to keep you company with great soft rock and interesting information you can use on WTBQ. Radio worth listening to.
Hey, this is Joe Dans. Connect the dots in these challenging times with my creativity and technology for business and life show every Wednesday at 11 a.m. on WTBQ, AM 1110 and FM 93.5. Radio worth listening to.
WTBQ.
Hi, I'm Alan Ross from AJRoss Creative Media. I'm here with Edison Guzman. I want to do a quote of the week. I do a quote of the week from famous advertising people, so we can discuss this too.
Let's do this.
Here's the quote of the week. There are a lot of great technicians in advertising, and unfortunately, they talk the best game. They know all the rules, but there's one little rub. They forget that advertising is persuasion, and persuasion is not a science, but an art. Advertising is the art of persuasion. William Bernbach. Okay. Yeah, he's like one of the old-time guys from the 40s and 50s, the Mad Men.
Yeah.
So.
Back in the good old days, right?
Yeah, well, that was another thing. I mean, I miss the good old days. I mean, we worked for a lot of developers, and we bought advertising and we put ads in where people were looking for real estate, and we did great stuff, and and they came.
Right.
Now it's social media, now it's pay-per-click, now it's SEO. So what we are starting to do a little bit at the agency is we're working with a lot of manufacturers now. And we're working, of course, with other groups. And the reason why we're going more toward that is I have a wonderful creative staff, Carlos and his staff, and we want to, we're doing a lot of web design, a lot of programming and all that sort of stuff. But we want to go back to our roots and do collateral. And manufacturers need collateral, sell sheets, they need brochures, and which of course goes on their website. And it's just going back to basics. Of course we have to do all the other things, but it's nice to walk into Carlos's room and see him working on a beautiful brochure.
Right.
It's coming back. People are starting to read the paper a little bit more too, even though they're going out of business. But I read the New York Times every weekend. I love reading the New York. And someone's reading it because there is ads in there for Broadway shows that are paying $100,000 a page.
Right.
So,
Right.
What do you think?
Well, I hate to put it this way, but...
are we going to get into a fight here?
Yes, just a little bit. I mean, the whole thing is we just have a whole bunch of new tools we can use. That's all it is. Just like, you went from the horse carriage to the, Ford automobile, and then from there you went to, what we have. Next we're going to have flying cars, okay? We have electric cars soon. Well, we already have electric cars. But it's just evolution. We have to evolve. I mean, we can't get stuck in what was. We have to get, yes, you and I have known this. We've done the collateral. We've done the brochures, the billboards, all these nice things. That's not going away anytime soon.
But it's really minimized.
Yes. Everything that's happening now because of technology, we have to embrace. And we have to, our duty is to show our clients the better way to advertise. And you have Carlos there, he knows all this stuff. You are a little stubborn sometimes, Alan, but you come around. And then you say, hey, we need to, because you put your clients first is the thing.
Let me tell you what I do, okay? What I do is, I might not like it, but I have to think like a young person, or I have my people thinking. I mean, our job is to make sure that our clients get the best state-of-the-art marketing.
And that's what differentiates all these ad agencies. Some of them are still stuck in the past, and they're not going to keep up with
But a lot of them are like who you know, and if you hire me, I'll get you involved. I mean, I'm not used to that kind of stuff.
No. Well, I believe that if you prove, if you do the right thing for your clients, you get them results, you give them what they're looking for, whether it's branding or they're looking for ROI, whatever it is, if you give them what they're asking for and they're happy with you, they're going to refer you out to other people.
I also want to talk about the book on how to attract customers. I read this, of course, I'm reading through and I said, I know this, but it's a very simple book for not simple people, for the average person who wants to learn how to market their company or talk to their agency. Absolutely. I mean, it's a step-by-step, and it's wonderful, and it's, I'm going through it, because I wanted to read the book, but I'm looking at, you talk about banner advertising, talking about billboard advertising. Still, you go on 17.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I've seen some really good, and then I've seen some really bad ones.
Oh, yes, we could talk about
that. What is that all about? Less is better, people, on billboards. Yes. Less is better. You don't, well, that we could talk about this for days. Podcasting, we're starting to do that a little bit. Real quick, I was speaking to Carlos on the way here. For example, my wife's going to kill me. My friend Les Perkel, who I went to college with, so I know is listening. He said, and he's very successful man. He's retired, very rich. You owe me some money, bro. And I said, he says, how can I listen? I can't listen, whatever. How do I? Because I don't get the station where I'm in New Jersey. I said, well, I'll send you a link to stream. Well, how do I do that? I said, you click it, And I said an MP3, and he says, well, how do I get this to play? So I was there. We had dinner the other night. And I mean, he's a brilliant dude. We go back 52 years. And then Linda, my wife, says, well, my father's in North Carolina. He wants to see what you're doing today. I said, tell them to go on Facebook, go on facebook.com/AJRoss Creative,
Right.
and go, well, how does he see it? I said, go on facebook.com/ and, click it.
Right.
Oh, and then you have the younger people who they know it but don't know how to communicate with
Right.
people.
Right.
So there's a divide. How do we get those two?
Well, here's the thing. I do a lot of workshops, as you know, and whenever I get someone who's younger and then someone who's older in the workshop, I'm always entertained on how
Sounds
they
like Congress to me.
Well, how they try to communicate with each other, because it's second nature to certain people. The younger generation, millennials,
brought
whatever
up,
it
yeah.
is, it's second nature because that's how they're brought up. To people our age, it's not second nature. It's something that we had to learn along the way, and it's something that we're still catching up on, and it's something that a lot of people don't even do. I mean, they are not naturally on Facebook watching this live event like this.
But the simplest computer, the best computer to use is a Mac, correct?
Well, I'm a PC guy.
Never again. Never again, Carlos.
These guests a little better.
Yeah. Anyway, Mac is easy. My wife, I bought her a MacBook.
Mm-hmm. Well, everything is on phone. 72% of the population already use their phone over their desktop.
Well, that's for sure.
Okay.
But it's a lot easier to do work on a computer and then on a Mac.
Oh, absolutely.
I try to cut and paste the PDF and try to put it here and put it there. They haven't done that yet.
No, for us, we have to.
My God, it's crazy.
You
Yeah.
can actually cut and paste on the phone and edit video and audio and everything else on the phone. It's just that
It's really hard to do.
well, you and I are not going to do it because we're professionals, and we have to give our clients the best product possible. Anything you come up on the phone, it'll look okay, but it's not going to be as professional as we would make it.
Yeah. So how do we get one generation to talk to the other generation?
Education. That's all it is. Education.
Well, you do a lot of,
Well, you're doing it right now. You're educating people right now. This is going to live live on Facebook and YouTube and wherever else you put it. People a year, 2 years, 10 years down the road can still see the same exact thing here.
Yeah, it's true.
So we're doing it right now.
Oh, well, let's talk about this. I mean, this live stream, we getting any
Questions?
questions? I see a bunch of them there.
Yeah, we have a couple questions popping up that I have pre-written down from before this
Okay.
live stream.
Is there anything on there?
There's
you
no
see?
questions in the live stream right now,
Okay.
just people getting
Well-
tagged and jumping in.
There's Linda that says, you forgot to say my dad is 91. I don't know who
My dad is 91. My father-in-law is 91.
That's Linda?
Yeah, my wife. And
Okay.
let me tell you about my father-in-law. My father-in-law is 91. He looks like he's 60 and can kick my butt.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I won't mess with him.
he still lifts 150 pounds. I mean, just, So we're coming down there, and I think it's the first time that I go down there, I can kind of hurt him. You know what I mean? Not that I will.
No.
Yeah. Where were we?
I don't know. Yeah, questions?
Okay, is there any more there, or?
In the live stream right now, no.
Okay. I feel like I'm a Howard Stern. Who's the guy who talks? Oh, it's Robin. Carlos is my Robin today. It's great.
Hey, Robin, you look great.
You have anything to say, Carlos? I mean, you're helping running the business. I mean,
I think you guys touched on something that was really important, and traditional media isn't dead, but that's also part of the answer in the education, the divide between two generations. Yeah. Because the older generation's used to that traditional media, that tactile feel, something in their hands, something they can read, where the newer generation wants that instant gratification. They want that streaming data. They want it as quick as possible.
Right.
And using those two mediums is fantastic. You definitely need them nowadays with the two generational gap. And also, just with digital being such a boom right now, it's opened up the floodgates for traditional media to be more effective where it wasn't before.
Yeah. What was I going to say to you?
I'm getting a raise.
Yeah, you're getting a
I thought that was
raise. I
happening.
gave you a raise.
Well, one thing that I do have to say about traditional media, however, is that since
we do it better than you.
Well, that goes without saying.
Because you don't do it anymore.
I was supposed to say that you are the greatest agency in the whole wide world or something like
I'll
that,
have
right?
him back again. No, we're both good.
But one thing about traditional media, like for instance, direct mail, right? And you mentioned postcards, rack cards, collateral.
Yeah.
All right. One of the things that's happening right now is that people are not getting as much junk mail as they used to. Now, because of that, anything that goes out that you send out for a client is going to be received much better. Because before it used to be so cluttered, and now less people are using it, it's getting more response now.
I still throw it all out.
But postcards you have to look at before you throw out.
Well, it is political season, so right now it's not as effective as it used to be.
Very true.
But if you're going to send a postcard, don't send a small one, send a big one.
Send a big postcard.
Send a big one.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, what else do you want to talk about? What's in your future? What are you guys going to be doing?
Well, I'm concentrating more and more on education. I have a website called Courseversity where you can
tell where people can reach you.
Yes, Courseversity is a website I use to teach business owners, not just anyone, but business owners, how to utilize the tools that are available to them nowadays. The last course I just created was called "You, a Digital Marketing Expert." Because everyone's throwing around this phrase, digital marketing. Some people don't really understand what that is.
And how do they find this?
That one is Courseversity.com. And even How to Attract Customers. HowToAttractCustomers.com has the book on it, but I've had a course that I've been teaching there for the last maybe 2 or 3 years. There's so much content on that website that any business owner that wants to know how to attract customers, traditional media, new media, digital media, everything is in there. And that one, they go and they learn as they go along.
We got 30 seconds less. I must tell you, we've been kidding with each other, but I have a great deal of respect for you and your company, Nada. And get in touch with Edison. He can really help you. And if you need help with your marketing, you can call us at 845-783-5770 and or go on www.ajross.com. Anyway, thanks for listening, and thank you, Edison, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.